and welcome to Split Second Broadcasting once again here for the Great Lakes Cup Series, race number 10 of 12. Here it's the One Ocean Network Express 200 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm joined in the booth by Gavin Fitzgerald. How are you doing tonight, Gavin?
You know, not too bad. Looking for a good race here at Charlotte. One of the more, in my opinion, exciting mile and a halves, especially on this schedule. So, you know, we're going to have a good race tonight. Lots of playoff drama. Obviously, Chris Heller with a very strong shot to lock up the championship tonight. So we'll see what Jake Bransky and everyone has to say about that.
Yeah, coming into tonight, Christopher Heller has a 57-point points lead over Jacob Bransky, and he's 67 points in front of Henry and 68 in front of Bedford. It's real hairy around that third spot. Is third to fifth is only separated by 4 points right now. Elliott Henderson in that fifth spot. He's trying to get up there to possibly get to third, maybe even second in the points. I think Heller is out of reach mathematically for Henderson. Only one really with the shot is Jacob Bransky. So we're going to see what happens tonight and see what Bransky can do, and if Christopher Heller can continue his fantastic season in the number 11. And we're going to do the starting lineup here for you. On the first row, on the inside, in the number 47 Coca-Cola Toyota, we have Nathan Nicholson. And on the outside, I was just talking about him, Elliott Henderson in the number 37. He's currently fifth in points. Row number 2, we have Ashton Lawson on the inside and Josh Cottle on the outside. Row 3, we have our points leader, Christopher Heller, and on the outside, we have Matt Daniels.
Sorry, I forget. 1, 2, 3. Row 4 here, we got Michael Senzi and Brandon Barkuski.
Row 5, we have the number 91 of Austin Moore, and then second in points, Jacob Bransky in the 03.
Followed up behind them, you got the 29 of Lewis Woodall, followed by the number 20 of Phil Bedford.
In the next row, row number 7, we have Shane Neiswanger on the inside, making a Cup Series appearance, and then on the outside, you have Brandon White in the 86.
By them, you got Eric Kepf in the one Toyota, obviously the title sponsor of this race. Followed up behind him, you will have, I believe, Ty Aiken. Or, sorry.
In the next row, you have Ty Aiken and Kyle Munson. You also have Hunter Madalinas back there.
Followed up behind them, you got RJ Williams starting in the back with, I believe that's Kyle Munson to his outside.
And rounding out the field, you have Spencer Dickinson, Jacob Hayes, and Drew Cox. As the lights are out on the pace car, we're going to go green flag racing. This time by, like I was saying, Nathan Nicholson starting on the pole here tonight. And let's see how good of a start he can get in that number 47 machine. Half a lap till green flag racing here in the One Ocean Network Express 200 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Great Lakes Cup Series, race number 10 of 12. 125 laps here today. Should be a lot of fun. Nicholson going to lead him down here to the green flag momentarily. Lawson's right behind him. I'm interested to see what he might do on this restart. Cottle's right there on the outside. Cottle's one of those drivers that kind of takes it easy on these restarts. But here they go, coming out of turn 4. Pace car is going to pull, the Mustang is going to pull down pit road, and Nicholson's going to lead him down to the green flag here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And Nicholson comes down to the restart zone, and he hits the gas and gets a little bit into Henderson, actually. And green flag is out here at Charlotte.
Almost a lot of drama right off the start. They wasted no time giving us something to talk about.
And a good gap from Nicholson on the start. Couple of car lengths gap over second place Henderson. Lawson has filed into the third spot. Cottle's in fourth.
Yeah, that start really, really evened everyone out. I thought with how long it was taking him to go, I thought it was going to stack everyone up, but it's doing the exact opposite. It's actually spread everyone out fairly nicely, especially up front here. Everyone's basically single file up until I believe that is Matt Daniels and Brandon Barkuski going at it.
Yeah,
But other
Daniels
than
and
that,
Bransky battling it out hard, and there they
oh,
go.
Matt Daniels goes around.
And Bransky's involved. Oh, this is huge for the championship. Arkuski. Oh, Munson comes flying in. Oh, and Eric Kep gets destroyed by Munson. Oh, man, you hate to see it. Sensi's in there.
It's a big wreck, and that is massive championship implications here for the remainder of the season.
Looking at Bransky right now to see how much damage he really has. It doesn't really look like he has much damage at all, actually, on the 0-3 machine. He looks pretty clean to me.
I'm seeing a bit of a replay of it now. Bransky does seem to have had, you know, pretty major contact with Brandon Barkuski there in the 25. We're going to see a look at it here coming into the corner. We see Matt Daniels trying to get in there. Obviously gets a little tight up off the corner. He's just going to slide. Brandon's going to back out of it, and then Matt's just going to lose it off the corner and turn into Brandon. And then after that, it's just a bit of a melee. See Phil Bedford just barely squeak by on the inside there, and you see Kyle Munson getting into Eric Kep.
A lot of wrecked race cars here early here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 125 laps. And a lot of these guys' days are already done. Matt Daniels was looking strong in those early laps in the Chips Ahoy machine. Barkuski is destroyed, though. Number 25 with more than a lot of damage.
Yeah, as you see, Brandon obviously is going to have the worst out of it, but you see Chris Heller there just barely scraping by, followed by his teammate Phil Bedford. As Eric Kep did such a good job of getting through that, and Kyle Munson just plowed him. That was my take from that.
We're gonna look at Kep coming off the corner here.
Different angle here. You're gonna see all the cars start to scatter and spread out. You see Austin Moore and everyone jump to the high side as everyone slides down the track. As we see RJ Williams, I believe, with a smart move there to jump up a lane to avoid that contact between Munson and Kep.
Yeah, a lot of cars involved in that one. Munson's already out of the race.
Good amount of damage there. As Munson has headed to the garage, he's done for the day. And you know who's extremely happy about all this? The guy in that 11 car, Christopher Heller. You know, obviously he likes Bransky, but at the same time, that's your biggest championship rival with possibly a wrecked race car and any chance at a championship dashed.
Yeah, this is huge. Heller came into this race 57 points up on Bransky. He could lock this championship up after tonight. And it's really looking like that's a big possibility after Bransky being involved in that incident. He does have some right front damage. It was a pretty big impact. So I'm very curious to see how this car drives on this restart, as the lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go green flag racing this time by.
Yeah, and just for everyone at home, we've done the math roughly, and you know the Cup Series has had about 20 cars per race. So if Chris Heller finishes, you know, practically ahead of Jacob Bransky tonight, the championship is his. He will have it on lockdown, as he will be the 40 points above, or 40 points ahead of Bransky that he needs to lock out the championship for the 2 races after this.
Half a lap to green flag racing. Nicholson is once again going to lead him down to the green flag in the number 47 Coca-Cola Toyota. And is outside Elliott Henderson driving that NASCAR Ignition Toyota. That's a quickie scheme. It's a very nice scheme too for the new game. I don't know if you guys saw it. NASCAR Ignition coming out later this year. Pace car is about to pull off. We're going to take the green flag once again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Nathan Nicholson's going to lead him down as the Mustang's going to pull down pit road coming off of turn 4. As these drivers approach the restart zone, the number 47 is going to lead him down. And the green flag is back out, and Henderson was prepared for it, but he went a little bit too quick for Nicholson.
So always Ashton Lawson looking to get under the 37 here coming into this corner. Are we going to see a possible pass for second here?
Lawson on the inside of the number 37. He's looking to stick it there, and here comes Cottle right behind him. Cottle can't decide where he wants to go. He jumps low, he jumps high. Now Coddle's on the outside of Lawson, and Henderson's cleared Lawson, but he's going to stay on the high side for now and try to get to Nicholson.
Yes, they are two by two, like almost 3 rows, like 4 or 5 rows deep in the back there, while everyone else has gotten really settled down up front here. As we see, I believe that's Shane Niswanger with Shane Niswanger with Ty Aiken right behind him.
Shane Niswanger making an appearance in the Cup Series this week. Maybe trying to get some experience for Tuesday race here at Charlotte for the Truck Series in the number 49. And we have a paddle for the lead. And Henderson has taked it coming out of the corner. What a move from Henderson, but it looked like Nicholson going to give it up a little bit easy right now, not try to use up those tires, but he's going to stalk them. He's going to be right on his bumper coming into 1 and 2.
Yeah, you know, Nathan's probably just going to use Elliott's draft. Maybe we'll have, you know, we might have a bit of fuel saving strategy here. We're not quite sure on what the fuel window is here. We've heard quite a couple different estimates, so, you know, it'll be interesting to see what these guys do here. And, you know, up front here, we've got, you know, three major teams really up here with probably 3 different strategies. You got Elliott for split second, Nicholson for 2511, and Josh Cottle for Spectrum. You know, 1, 2, and 4, and obviously Ashton Lawson for Windshield Deep Racing.
These guys are taking it easy, it looks like, up here in the front, just trying to save their tires. But here in the back, they're still battling it out. You see the number 9 on the inside of Ty Aiken. These guys are going to battle it out a little bit, but Ty Aiken looks like he's going to clear him coming out at the tri-oval. Here they're coming into turn 1.
Really didn't want Hayes to get under him there.
And this is some hardcore battling coming down the backstretch. You see Phil Bedford on the inside of Austin Moore. He's making a move to the inside. Oh, the 71 slides up behind him. But he's able to keep it straight. The number 49 right in front of him. And now Aiken's going to try to squeeze in underneath the 49. They're going to be 3 wide coming through here, coming across the line. And Niswanger just backs off. He doesn't want any part of that, as now they're 3 wide right behind him.
Shane can't seem to escape being 3 wide, but in giving up the position to Aiken there, he also ended up giving the position to RJ, and now RJ is going to look to, you know, put the attack on Ty and Hayes.
RJ Williams is moving his way through the field since the start of this race. RJ Williams looking to get himself into the top 10 right here, trying to get to Ty Aiken and Jacob Hayes. RJ Williams of the number 21 machine, the Windshield Deep Ford. And here he comes. He's about to get underneath Jacob Hayes.
Good run here for him coming off the corners. Oh, Ty Aiken and Sean Hayes make a little bit of contact. Ty's going to get a little loose off the corner, and a good save by him. And while we've been, you know, discussing all this action in the back, Chris Heller has moved his way up into the 3rd position behind Nicholson and Elliott.
Christopher Heller. Here he comes. He's right behind your top 2 of Henderson and Nicholson, who've been 1-2 since the start of this race. Whether Nicholson's been in front or Henderson, but here comes Heller in the number 11 machine. And he's charging on these 2 leaders right now.
Yeah, you know, obviously Heller locking the championship up doesn't necessarily depend on where he finishes, more of how many cars show up. But with the average car count, if Heller were to finish where he is right now, he would lock up the championship over Jacob Bransky.
To give you an update on Jacob Bransky, right now he's in the 16th spot in the number 03. You see him there on your screen. He's trying to make up spots. I really can't tell yet if that damage is really affecting him that much, or if he's just trying to take it easy and not try to force anything, because it's been kind of crazy back here. They've been 3 wide, 2 wide in uncomfortable spots. It's been really close racing. Maybe he's just trying to keep his car clean for later, but I'm not sure yet if this damage is affecting him. We'll have to find out later in the run.
Another thing too to think about, Kyle, is, you know, say that 03 car does have some damage, that opens up the door maybe to a bit of fuel strategy here for him. Could he possibly try, you know, a fuel mileage winner or a tire strategy or something like that to maybe squeak out a win, and hope Heller has some type of issue and maybe, you know, take a bite out of that gap for the last couple races here.
Speaking of Heller, he's battling it out now with Ashton Lawson, as Lawson's trying to take over the 3rd spot, and Coddle's right behind him in the number 31. Here comes Lawson through 1 and 2.
Cottle seemed to give him a bit of a good push there coming into the corner, but he seems to have backed off here as Cottle's going to want the run to the outside instead of going to help Ashton. As we see here, Ashton looking low again. He's not going to get it. Chris Heller will clear him and retain that third position.
That last time by, the guy right behind this group of guys who's just slowly creeping in there, he ran the fastest lap on the track last time by, and that was Austin Moore in the number 91 machine in that Jeff Gordon Talladega throwback. He's creeping up on these three guys as they battle it out for the third spot. Austin Moore needing a good run.
Sorry to cut you off, Kyle. Heller had an issue there coming off the corner. Ashton Lawson will clear him here. No, Ashton Lawson is in third place. That's, I feel like, where the battle's really going to be. You know, Elliott and Nathan are probably just going to draft off each other and pull away. So, you know, who even knows at this point? You also have RJ coming through the field, as we've seen him do multiple times this season.
RJ Williams already up to the 8th spot after starting 19th. So he's really on the move in that number 21 machine, the biggest mover so far today.
You know, he's always been, RJ has been the biggest mover almost every race this year. Obviously, before he's had some bad luck and gotten caught up in some incident that's not his doing, but
that's some tough racing right there going through the quad. You saw in the background of RJ Williams, like Shane Neiswanger and Sean Hayes still going at it right here. The number 9 and the number 49 still going at it, and Ty Aiken's still right behind him. These three have been battling it out for around the last 10 or 12 laps, these guys, ever since the last restart.
You see RJ set his sights on Phil Bedford here. Just right in front of your screen here is RJ Williams looking to catch up to that front pack there, as that looks like that is a big pack coming through the quad of Linda 1 and 2. That is an absolute draft train going on.
These guys are racing hard right now, trying to get themselves into position in case if this goes for a long run, which looks like it has the potential to do. Really trying to get themselves in a good position.
As we look at Shane here, you see everyone's moved up really to that second seam right there. That's really where you want to be. I don't know about you, Kyle, but when I did the Coke 600 earlier this year, that's roughly about where you wanted to be too. Right on that middle seam seems to be where all the, at least in 3 and 4, that's where all the speed and tire saving is.
You're 100% right, Gavin. Charlotte is definitely a cool racetrack though, because you can move around to a certain extent here and find speed.
Yeah, that's why Charlotte's one of my favorite mile and a halves, and I'm really looking forward to Tuesday when we go racing here. As there's, you know, the track changes a lot. It changes based on the day, the temperature. I know that Tuesday we've got a bit of a funky time of day, as we will be racing with the sunrise, not sunset, the sunrise. So the track will be decently cool. I don't know here. I believe we're in the afternoon here, but yeah, around roughly the afternoon. Yeah, as it is about 1 o'clock or 1:30 p.m. sim time here. So who knows? Obviously, the track temp will go up and down, and we'll see the comers and goers in the different lanes show up. Taking a look at Brandon Barkuski here running around with some damage, obviously, with Matt Daniels right behind him. I do not know if that is a battle for position, but if it is, it looks like Matt Daniels has the much better car out of the two. Taking a look here, it is not a battle for position, as Brandon Barkuski is on the lead lap and Matt Daniels is 10 laps down. Matt will make the pass on the inside, however.
We'll take a look at lap times this time by, because the last couple laps, Lawson's been faster than the two leaders. And once again, Ashton Lawson's a little over a 10th quicker than your two race leaders as he's driving them down. And Austin Moore and Josh Cottle are also a little bit quicker than our race leaders. Wondering if maybe these guys used up their tires a little bit, maybe trying to get away from these guys.
Yeah, that's really what I gotta assume, or maybe now they're saving it. Just there's a lot to think about here. You know, Elliott and Nathan probably could have thought, oh, we can pull away. But now with those two getting closer, or well, not those two, but that pack getting closer, as Nathan and Ashton just ran the exact same lap time of 32.176. You know, I'm starting to wonder if maybe Ashton's used up his stuff now as well.
These guys are getting really close here, and these guys in the back are beginning to separate a little bit as well. You see Austin Moore. Austin Moore is closing down on these guys as well. The number 91 machine has moved himself up to the 4th spot in the number 91 machine. And then Aaron, I see you in the chat. There might be beef in Discord and Twitter tonight. You never know with the Great Lakes series. But Charlotte's one of those tracks where guys can usually keep it clean, not always.
Nicholson in the wall.
Right when I say that, okay. Okay. Commentator curse. Nicholson in the number 47, I apologize. Nathan Nicholson in the number 47 machines lost a lot of time. Wonder how that damage could possibly affect him in the number 47 as he's fallen back to the 4th spot, and now he's under pressure from Austin Moore.
As you see Austin Moore looking to the inside here. Does he have the speed in him to clear him? He will. Austin Moore, I believe, is going to get around Nathan here coming into this first corner. Now the real question is going to be, can Josh Cottle clear him coming into this corner as well?
Here comes the number 31 of Josh Cottle. We're going to take a look at the replay here. We're going to look at our leaders here. Nathan Nicholson in the number 47 coming off the corner and tags the wall and jumps down low. Yeah, just that hurts to see. Nicholson is really fast, and you have to wonder if that's going to affect his speed getting up into the wall like that.
Yeah, you know, these Cup cars, all things considered, are pretty fragile. I'm assuming it will affect his speed, but we'll really have to wait for the long run to see. But he has lost a lot of positions here, looking as Josh Cottle will also get around him as RJ Williams closing in on both of them. Also, just a quick note about lap times. Elliott Henderson just ran a 32.4. Ashton Lawson ran a 32.1. Ashton is catching Elliott 3/10 a lap here, which is pretty dangerous considering the fact that Elliott is only 3/10 ahead of him.
But don't look too much farther behind Lawson. Austin Moore is running on the same lap times as Ashton Lawson is right now. So this could get pretty interesting if they can get up to Henderson. Yeah, and there's a spin coming through the quad oval.
That is Hunter Madalinas that's around. 17 Monster Energy Ford.
Drew Cox to the number 22 as well. A lot of rear end damage to that number 22 machine. Wow.
We're hearing words now that is a mechanical failure on the 22. As there's going to be a yellow out on the speedway for Hunter Madalinas coming to rest on the inside, on the bottom of the track.
Wow. And a caution is out. Here on lap number 31 here at Charlotte, our second caution of the day. And it comes out for an incident between Drew Cox and Hunter Madalinas having a failure in the number 17 machine. And you see Drew Cox, the number 22.
Kyle, sorry to cut you off, but that is actually a mechanical failure on the 22 car. Hunter I believe it was Hunter, the reason for the caution is he was stopped on the apron, but Drew will not, as we're going to get a replay of the incident here. As we see Hunter and Hayes here, I'm not quite sure where the 22 falls into this incident.
There's
the
22.
It's something. Yeah, we're hearing word that the 22's wheels shut off, and that's exactly what that looks like. I don't know if we could get an in-car view maybe of the 22 to see what happened, but yeah, that's really the only explanation for that one.
Oh yeah, that was insane. Yeah, you can see it right there. It's just like his wheels shut off, and it made this car look like he was about to take the Roval course right there, the number 22 machine. And I heard Madalinas over the radio. I can understand his frustrations, but there's nothing Cox could have done about that, and it's just very unfortunate luck for both of them.
See the in-car view here. Maybe this will give us a bit more of a... as you see it right there, just off the corner, just everything. Yeah, see, you can just see it in his wheel movements there. Those obviously are not natural there from the 22, and you know, an unfortunate outcome for the 17 there. Obviously, Hunter also coming off of his Truck Series win at Coda this following Tuesday.
Yeah, you hate to see it for Madalinas. Madalinas was taking it easy for the most part there in the back, just kind of hanging out, waiting for the right time, for the right moment, maybe to move up when it comes to strategy or something along those lines. But now he's stuck on pit road in the number 17 Monster Energy machine. All white scheme this week in the number 17 machine, but you hate to see it as you're going to look at his onboard camera of what he saw when it came to Drew Cox. Drew Cox all the way up on the high line. You see how slow he is coming off the corner, and just the car just immediately just goes left.
Yeah, nowhere obviously to go for Hunter. You know, you could probably try and send it through the grass, but he came too quick, and, you know, Hunter, if he went right there, I believe he would have taken out a couple of other cars, so Hunter with just nowhere to go in that incident, as that's just unfortunate for both drivers.
Yeah, you hate to see it. Madalinas and the number 22 of Drew Cox. Possibly really like we were talking about when it comes to these cup cars and just how much they can really take with the damage. They can't really take anything. So that's pretty much a day under. You're going to be battling amongst the other damaged vehicles.
As Drew obviously has figured out his, you know, equipment issue as he is back out on the track rolling. You know, obviously some major damage on him, but, you know, still looking to gather some points at least.
I see you in the chat, Aaron. I bet Elliott would play the new game. I don't know about Great Lakes going to NASCAR Ignition, but I know Elliott will for sure be playing a lot of that. And I'll probably be playing it too, as long as it's good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking forward to that game. Yeah, I also plan on playing it. As far as I'm concerned, I don't. You know, depending on how good the game is, it wouldn't really surprise me to see a Great Lakes NASCAR 21 league, but, you know, by no means will everyone stop using the iRacing leagues. The iRacing leagues will always be the main focus here.
120%. We're going to get the green flag next time by as the lights are out on the pace car. I would like to talk real quick just about our last two races. Next week, we go to Texas. I'm hearing that we're going to Legacy, Texas, actually. And it's going to be GLCS Throwback Weekend at Texas next weekend. So that should be a lot of fun. And then we're going to end out the season for 150 laps around Homestead Miami Speedway. I love Homestead. It's probably one of my favorite tracks to race at and to watch just because the multi-groove. So that should be a lot of fun to end out the season.
Homestead has always put on a good show for the Great Lakes Series, Trucks, Cup, everything that's gone there. It's been phenomenal, and it's definitely been a fun time. It's personally one of my favorite mile and a halves, and I'm sure, and a lot of people agree with me, and obviously the admins agree with me because it's the final race of the year.
Coming into turns 3 and 4. Gonna get the green flag once again. This time Elliott Henderson's gonna lead him down to the green flag. He's chosen the inside lane. And then NASCAR Ignition Toyota Camry. On the outside is the number 24 of Lawson. Right behind our race leader Henderson is Austin Moore. And then you have Cottle on the outside of row 2 on this restart. Pace car's gonna pull on to pit road coming off turn number 4. And Henderson approaches the restart zone as we're going to get the green flag. And there goes Henderson. A good restart from him. And Austin Moore right on his tail. Great restart for the number 91.
Yeah, quick note, the 37 and the 91 are teammates there. There was probably some coordination. I'm surprised that Elliott didn't want the push from the 91, but Elliott still getting a very good restart and a pretty good jump to the lead here.
We got a pretty good battle right now going out for the 5th spot as actually Lewis Woodall's going to fall in behind. And here goes Spencer Dickinson now to his inside. The number 6, Spencer Dickinson on the inside of Lewis Woodall.
Yeah, Lewis having a phenomenal run here. He looks like he might have a shot at RJ Williams now, as well as Lewis running in the top 5. I believe this would be his first. If he were to finish in the top 5, it would be his first in the Cup Series.
Lewis Woodall might have figured out something on the high side because it looks like he's going to get past RJ. Now he's at the quarter panel of Josh Cottle, the number 29 Pepsi machine, making it work up top on this restart.
Yeah, he's got some draft help up there from Chris Heller as well. Wow, look at Lewis go. He is hustling that outside line. He's going to move it. Oh, is there contact? Josh Cottle's around.
Oh, man, the number 31, Josh Cottle, gets a big hit from the number 29 of Lewis Woodall, but he continues on with some right side damage to that number 31 machine. And they continue to battle it out up here for the 4th spot as Lewis Woodall actually is going to clear RJ Williams and bring Heller with him.
Yeah, you know, I'm not too sure on if that was actually any contact, 'cause I'm looking at Lewis Woodall's car here, and he seems completely fine as Heller is now following in Lewis's footsteps and, you know, going to the outside of him.
Following him is RJ Williams and the number 21, and Lewis Woodall slides up the track a little bit, but he's able to control it. And here comes Heller. Heller goes flying past Lawson, and now he's right on the bumper of Moore, and Moore sends a little bit of a block coming down the backstretch. But Heller's now going to get on the inside, coming into turns 3 and 4. He slides up a little bit, but he's going to bring it back down as Austin Moore is still on his high side coming off the corner.
Yeah, and they're about to go 3 wide there. Never mind, they decided to back out of it, but, you know, almost a 3 wide battle for second, and, you know, they're still catching Elliott. Elliott's not necessarily pulling away from all these guys.
And they're going to be 3 wide for the lead, it looks like. Nope, Austin Moore gets blocked on the high side. Heller's going to stay down low. Heller's going to try to throw it into 3 and 4 and clearing out coming out of the corner. He's going to come up right in front of Henderson. Henderson, can he cross him over? He will. He's going to go to the inside. Heller got the point. Heller led the lap. And Henderson's going to retake the lead.
Now, I got to wonder if that's all Heller wanted was the lap led, obviously, that 1 extra bonus point. I know he's got a pretty sizable gap, but, you know, anything can happen. And I think that's what Heller has in his head is, you know, I may not need it, but that 1 extra point could matter.
Heller on the outside of the number 37. They're battling it out hard for the 1st spot. Henderson gets a little loose off the corner, but he's able to continue. Nose to nose. Coming into turns 1 and 2. Can Henderson take the lead back? The number 91 of Austin Moore is now threatening these guys.
Chris Heller with a phenomenal run off the corner as they're still going to be side by side. Elliott's going to pull closer with some draft help there from Austin Moore as we see the 6th of Spencer Dickinson. Where did he come from? Up to 4th, looking to help Chris Heller out a little bit maybe.
Almost contact between the number 21 and the number 6 coming off the corner. They got real close. RJ Williams is going to take over that 4th spot. And the top 5 is going to single out for now. But here comes Sean Hayes at the number 9. He's going to come on the outside of Spencer Dickinson and try to take the 5th spot. Now Austin Moore, he's diving it low on Christopher Heller. Coming into turns 3, here comes Austin Moore. What a move. Can he make it stick down there?
We're going to have to see off the corner here, and they're not going to, you know, I don't think anyone really lost from that, as Austin will get clear of him off the corner, however, and he takes RJ Williams with him as Chris Heller is dropping back.
Christopher Heller is now falling back a couple of spots. He's going to fall back to the 4th spot, but here comes Sean Hayes now to the inside, and he's going to try to take away the 4th spot. Sean Hayes in the number 9 machine. Here he comes on the inside of Heller. He slides up the track. He's into the door a little bit, it looked like. He's able to keep it straight.
Yeah, no damage for any of the cars, however. I don't think there was contact. I just think that was really close racing as RJ's up to 3rd, and he's now looking to challenge everyone.
This is the highest up RJ Williams has been all day. He is threatening the top 2 as he's right on Austin Moore's bumper coming off the corner. Now they're coming into turns 3 and 4. Austin Moore has a run on Henderson. Can he maybe make something happen coming off the corner?
We're just going to have to wait and see here as, you know, Elliott has the most experience right now in this race with being up front. He knows exactly what needs to happen. He knows what he needs to do. Obviously, he's basically been leading the whole race other than those first couple laps with Nathan. So, he's only been in clean air. So, sorry, I got really sidetracked, but he's only been in clean air. So I wonder if Austin or RJ could get around him, what that would mean for him, as he hasn't had a ton of time in the dirty air.
And the guy that was the fastest on that long run last time was really Austin Moore. So I'd really like to see what he can do in that number 91 machine up in the lead. But also RJ Williams has been facing a lot of traffic at the number 21 machine. And he shows speed everywhere we go. So I would be interested to see either one of them up there in front and see how they react to that clean air that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think now for the most part, everyone will probably settle down here, you know, now is when fuel strategy, fuel saving, tire saving, and all that stuff starts to really come into play. And I think the field is spread out enough now to where we won't have a yellow. So I'm interested to see how it'll play out.
You see, if I said that, they would have wrecked, like, right then and there.
Yeah, that's why I know I rewatched the broadcast from Tuesday. It's like, oh, look, there's Gavin. And then 3 seconds later, it was, oh, look, Gavin's flying through the air. So
yep.
You're not allowed to talk about anyone, and you're not allowed to talk about me anymore.
I'm just gonna say numbers and colors.
Yeah, numbers and colors. That gray and blue car that is currently to the outside of the red and black car is gonna make the pass, with the green and white car behind them.
These guys are battling it out around here. Oh, look like Sensi almost got into the wall in the 92 back there. He's gonna keep it straight though. No, nothing gonna come from that. Oh man, and they're wrecking. Sean Hayes is in the wall hard. He's gonna come back on the track.
He takes out Chris Heller.
Oh man. Whoa. Christopher Heller. Oh man. And I'm hearing a lot of chatter on the radio. I haven't heard this much chatter when it comes to single wreck in quite a while. Guys talking over guys right now in the chat. Christopher Heller, a lot of damage in the number 11 machine. That's a day ender here. As we're gonna look at the replay here, on the outside you see Sean Hayes in the number 9 machine. On the inside you see the number 29 of Lewis Woodall, and just contact coming out of the quad oval. A huge hit for Woodall, a huge hit for Hayes, and boom, there goes Heller. There goes Aiken. Bedford involved as well. Sean Hayes came back onto the track. I think Lawson might have even gotten into that.
No, Lawson seemed, that was some quick thinking there from the 24. That was really close for Ashton.
Here we are gonna take another look at it from Lewis Woodall right here on the inside of right here of Sean Hayes, and big time contact right there coming out of the quad oval. And yeah, Woodall just slides up into the wall, and Heller's gone, Aiken's gone, Bedford, all of them involved in that one. Huge accident. You watch Ashton Lawson right there, just slowly going through there, like he's driving through a chicane or something.
Actually, just a quick note, Kyle. Ashton Lawson has gone to the garage. I think he might have picked up some damage because of that.
Here we are going to get the onboard look. We're going to take this look here and see what happens. Contact here with Bedford. He slows down a little contact with Dickinson up in the wall. Big hit to Sean Hayes. And that sends Hayes driving. And that was a big hit for Lawson. And that's probably the damage that really sent him to the garage and the number 24 machine. Hate to see it. A lot of really fast guys involved in this accident. Here's our points leader of Heller right here as he gets put into the wall hard from Woodall, coming back up onto the racetrack after spinning around.
He also gets collected by his teammate Phil Bedford as well. Getting a view of him here as Heller just seems to go high, and just what couldn't have been fast enough. With wrecks like that, sometimes you gotta pick a lane and go, and that's really your best hope.
We're gonna look at Spencer Dickinson, the number 6 machine. Let's see what he sees right here. Let's look at Spencer up into the wall. He goes completely sideways. Not too much damage right there, and he just gets by it. Great job from Spencer.
Good save by the 6 there. He got a little bit of damage, but
it's not as bad as a lot of these other guys, Gavin.
No, nowhere near, as I believe this is his in-car. We're on board with the 6 right here.
You're gonna watch Spencer Dickinson coming through the quad oval right here. He's on the outside of Bedford right now, right behind Ty Aiken. You're gonna see him all the way get up into the wall. I don't even know if he got into the wall. He might have just gotten a little tap and just went sideways. And honestly, him going sideways saved him from being in the accident, Gavin.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say, is that little tap actually sent him in the right direction to avoid the wreck. So he owes whoever's turned him.
I think that was the passing of the horseshoe, Gavin, from Heller to Dickinson.
Yeah, that must have been what it was, because that was, wow. That was just pure luck for the 6. Obviously, the talent of saving it, but to get that lucky with where he ended up, where his nose ended up being pointed.
And now this has become possibly which could have been a horrible points day for Bransky. Now could possibly turn into a phenomenal points day for the 0-3, as he's now in the 5th spot with all that madness that had just happened right there. 0-3 came into this race 57 points out of the points lead for Heller. And he's going to take a big bite out of that tonight.
Yeah, as it has been, you know, all things considered, it has been a pretty disastrous night here for 2511. As, you know, Nicholson sustained some damage. Brandon Barkuski out of the race, essentially. Christopher Heller out of the race, essentially. Phil Bedford also caught up in that wreck. As, you know, we said at the start of the race, obviously, nothing against Heller, but we said, you know, the only way that Bransky ever had a shot was if Heller made a mistake or Heller was involved in a wreck, and Bransky had a good night, and here we are. Heller currently in 17th with critical damage, and Jake Bransky up in 5th with, you know, with some damage, but not a destroyed race car.
Yeah, I've been talking about how Heller has been doing so well this season, how he's been able to continue his top 5 streak throughout the season. And yeah, today will most likely be the end of it, unless we get a crap. I think he's actually retired from the race, so actually it will be end of that top 5 streak for Heller, which you hate to see it. But unless you're Jacob Bransky's now still in that championship hunt. It's not quite over. But as you were saying, it's been a very difficult day for 2511, Gavin. Here in the booth, we agree with you, Pumpkin Girl. It's been very difficult for 2511 today, but I expect them to come back out swinging next week. And you still got Nicholson up there in the top 10. He's up there in the 7th spot right now in the number 47 machine. As we're about to go green flag racing once again, the pace car is about to pull off. Here comes the pace car down pit road, and the number 37 is about to pull into the restart zone. And green flag is back out, and Henderson's going to lead him down.
It's a really good start here for Henderson, and a really good start for RJ as well. As he's going to get to the inside of Austin Moore here, and now he's going to set his sights on Elliott Henderson to possibly challenge for the lead.
Here comes Bransky in the 0-3. He knows that this is his best chance to get some points back now with Heller out of it. And yeah, I see you in the chat, Aaron. Yeah, what had just happened, there was a big pile up in turn 1 because of an accident between Lewis Woodall and Sean Hayes. Christopher Heller was involved, Ty Aiken, Phil Bedford, amongst others. A lot of heavy hitters involved in that accident. But we're green flag racing right now. It's awesome. You're watching Nathan Nicholson, actually, in the number 47. Pass to the inside of Michael Sensi, trying to get himself back up to the front.
Yeah, you know, with the cautions, we kind of neglected to talk about it, but with those cautions, Nathan Nicholson is able to repair the damage he sustained earlier.
Yeah, Nicholson. I feel like he has just as strong as a car. I twisted there for a second. His car is just as strong as Henderson and RJ and Austin Moore for sure, if not stronger. But after getting in the wall, he really dropped like a rock. And he was able to get all his repairs done during those cautions. So I'm interested to see if maybe his car can get back up to pace with these guys, as you do see him driving up on Niswanger right now at the end of this little group of guys.
Yeah, that's really what it's gonna be, is how much damage was Nathan able to get repaired. Obviously, he's extremely fast, but you can only do so much against, you know, all the aero damage and stuff like that.
You see these guys up in the front, they're beginning to gap each other, begin to separate a little bit as we're approaching the halfway point here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Elliott Henderson's in the lead. You're looking at RJ Williams, who's moved all the way up to the 2nd spot after starting 19th. That just seems to be the way to go for RJ. Just don't qualify and just start at the back and just drive your way through the field. Look cool while you do it.
Yeah. That's been his strategy essentially. You know, all season he's been started in the back, and you know, I've been told it's because it makes it easier for him to calm down and save his tires and stuff like that. So you know, obviously it works for him as he really has the long run speed here.
Brandon Barkuski, looking at him in the number 25, wasn't his nose like gone at the beginning of this race? Now he's flying through the field one lap down on fresh tires, trying to get his lap back, it looks like, in that Monster Energy machine.
Yeah, as you know, obviously at the start of the race, he was involved in that incident with Matt Daniels, and you know, I essentially thought he was out of the race, but I guess not. I guess here he is.
And we have a battle for the lead. Here comes RJ Williams to the inside of Elliott Henderson as he had a great run coming off of turn 4. Or Henderson might have just gotten off the corner a little bit slow. Here comes the number 21 of RJ Williams to the inside of Henderson. And here comes Barkuski trying to get his lap back on fresh tires. This should get interesting. Does Barkuski make it 3 wide or does he push someone? He pushes Henderson back to the lead. And now he's on the outside of RJ Williams. And now here he comes on Henderson. This is some great racing up here as Barkuski's trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way in the number 25 machine. Brandon Barkuski on the inside of Henderson. RJ Williams, will he push him through? Here comes Barkuski.
You know, I'm sure RJ really just let him go with hopes that, you know, he might, like, interfere with Elliott, and that seems to be what he's doing. But, oh, is Austin Moore's going to interfere with RJ? There's RJ, throws a huge block on him coming to the inside. Elliott's going to lose a ton of momentum, but so will RJ and Austin.
And look who's coming. That number 47, Nathan Nicholson. Here he comes. Oh, man. The number 47 is charging on these guys. Here comes Nicholson. The Coca-Cola Toyota looking to get back up to the lead. 25-11 racing.
Yeah, he wants, you know, commentator curse, like the reverse commentator curse. We said Nathan might be out of the race, and now he's back.
Oh man, here comes Nicholson in the number 47. It's not over yet for him, as these top 4 are beginning to separate a little bit from Bransky and company. Barkuski's gapping our leader right now. Barkuski is gapping him. Barkuski's tires are around 15, 8, I think they're 18 laps actually. Pressure tires, let me double check on that. Yes, they're 18 laps pressure tires. So like I was saying before, Barkuski came in on that last caution while a lap down, hoping that he can maybe drive through the field and take his lap back the old-fashioned way. Maybe this could be a really good strategy for Barkuski, maybe to get positioning back, maybe hoping for a quick caution right now. That way he can maybe jump to the lead and have everybody in front of him pit. That would be something Barkuski would do.
Yeah. Oh, there's a wreck. Jacob Bransky is around.
There it is. I didn't do it on purpose. Bransky. Oh man, Christopher Heller is jumping for joy as Bransky has spun it around. A lot of damage to that 0-3 machine. Oh man, both of our points leaders have been taken out.
What a race for the top 2 guys. You know, Bransky involved in that wreck early. You know, having a really strong run coming back up through the field, and then Heller was involved in that massive wreck, and now back to square one for Bransky.
We're going to take a look at the replay here. You see Nicewanger on the inside of Bransky, and just, it looks like they're both going for the same position. Cottle gets up into the wall hard. A lot of damage to Sensi. It looked like that was Brandon White who got a little bit of damage in the number 86 Gatorade machine you saw coming across the screen. Going to take another look at it here.
Yes, we're going to get a good angle of it here. It looks like Bransky just thinks he's clear, and oh, not even that. Bransky is clear. It's just, you know, Shane just gets into the back of him. Shane probably thought he had a lot more momentum than he did, and that's what happens.
Big hit for Sensi. It's looking like the number 92 took a massive hit. A lot of damage to that 0-3 for Bransky. And Heller, I think he could still possibly lock up this championship now because of this incident, Gavin.
Too sure where he is or where his damage is at in that 11 car. He's still on pit road. I don't know how much longer he has left on his repairs, but it all depends on how bad Bransky's repairs are.
This has definitely made things pretty interesting. when it comes to the championship race. As you see another look at it here. Look, yeah, it looks like Bransky comes down in front of him, and I just don't think he was ready. I don't think Niswanger was ready for him to come down at that part, and because they're already in the corner at that point, almost. They're coming into the entry of the corner, coming past the line. I just don't think he was ready for him to come down like that. And like I said, they were both kind of going for that same spot on the track and just made contact, and a lot of innocent bystanders in that one.
Well, speak of the devil, Chris Heller has just rolled off a pit road.
Oh,
in his
man.
damaged car, as that looks like more of a modified car than an actual, stock car to me, but no front bumper, no hood, but it's running. I mean, that's all you need, I guess. There's no caution clock on iRacing, so here he comes. As
Look at our race leader.
Kyle called it. Brandon Markowski.
I knew he was going to do this. This is just something he would do. He's been struggling with track position ever since that accident. And out of every driver I've seen race in this Great Lakes series, he's the biggest risk taker. Like, there's the two sides of the coin. You have the very top of the scale, you have Barkowski. At the bottom of the scale, you have Eric Kep. Eric Kep plays it really safe and is really smart. Barkowski, he can be smart too, but he really tries these wild strategies, and sometimes he really makes it work. And I think this could be a winner right here, Gavin. I don't know if it's gonna be a race-winning move or anything like that, but it'll definitely help him gain some spots for sure.
It's really gonna depend how he gets going here. Like, obviously, it's really hard to tell with the damage. I don't know. Obviously it could work. I'm not going to count anything out of working, but at the same time, it's like Brandon has a lot of damage. Now his tires are older than everyone else. He burned a lot of them out driving to the front. So we're just going to have to wait and see really for this restart. We can guess and say whatever we want, but it won't matter until the green flag flies over these guys.
Yeah, Barkowski is definitely struggling with speed, because I'm looking back on that last run. The tire fall off is just so huge here. Elliott Henderson's let's just put it at Elliott Henderson. Elliott Henderson's quickest lap is a 30.3. Barkowski, when he had the freshest tires that he could have, he ran a 31.1. So he's definitely going to be a lot slower than Henderson, and he's on the older tires. Right before that caution came out, I think he was running around 32 seconds a lap. So it's definitely going to be interesting for the field to get past Barkowski. But Barkowski's strategy, like I said, is just trying to get him as many positions as possible. And these restarts have been pretty crazy too. So the fact that he's up here in the lead, he can be in front of a massive accident that happens in the back of this pack, because we've already seen a couple of big accidents here today at Charlotte. We're going to go green flag racing this time by, as the lights are out on the pace car. Brandon Barkowski is going to lead him down to the green flag. On his outside will be Elliott Henderson. Right behind Barkowski, you have Austin Moore. And on the outside of him, you have RJ Williams in the number 21.
Yeah, sorry, my mic just had a bit of an issue there. I don't know what happened. I was talking to myself for a good little bit there. But yeah, coming to the green flag here. I said it while I was talking to myself, but this whole restart and Brandon's strategy is really going to depend on how they fire off here, as we're about to see it as the pace car comes off a pit road, and Brandon's going to get to a very good jump here over the 37.
Barkowski gets off to a big jump, and he's look like he drove through the grass. Look at the 25, put two tires in the grass right there, and he's leading the field right now. Austin Moore right there behind him. Elliott Henderson's in the third spot. They're going to come off the corner. They're going to go flying past Barkowski on the inside. Barkowski's going to put himself all the way up against the wall just to get out of these guys' way. He doesn't want to cause an accident. The number 25 machine all the way up against the wall, and he's going to fall to the back.
Yeah, I think Brandon really went to feel it out and, realized, you know what? It's not going to work. I don't have the speed, and he made, the right decision to fall to the back to avoid any further issues.
Henderson's going to fall to the third spot you saw right there. RJ Williams has moved up another spot. back up to the second spot. Race leader is Austin Moore, though, now. Austin Moore getting some laps out there in front in that clean air.
Yeah, as Austin leading his first laps of the race, and I believe it may be his first laps of the season. But he's pulling away, or not pulling away. He's about equal with RJ, but, you know, Elliott Henderson, we talked earlier about him not being in dirty air that much. I think this is the first instance of him having to run in the dirty air behind some cars. And right behind him, you got Shane Neiswanger, who's had a very quiet drive to the front. And he's putting together a solid top 5 finish.
And Neiswanger has definitely put on a solid run in that number 49 machine. 49 machine had the incident with Bransky a little bit earlier, but other than that, he's been very quiet. As you're looking at Drew Cox, actually, he's gotten himself back up to the 7th spot after his accident earlier. So very impressive for that number 22 machine as he's putting pressure on Josh Cottle right now for 6th. Here they coming through the quad oval. You see Josh Cottle right there in front of him in that 6th spot. Cottle's been running up in the front most of the day, but he was involved in one of those last few incidents. I forget which one it was, but he did get up into the wall in the number 31 machine. So I'm wondering if that damage may be affecting him. As you see Bransky, a lot of damage to that 03. He's back onto the racetrack, and he's behind Eric Kep right now in the 63 machine. As Kep's trying to come back up to the front after his incidents earlier in the race as well. A lot of guys have been involved in accidents today. It's easier to tell you which drivers haven't been in accidents today, to be honest.
Yeah, and really, to be honest with you, those drivers are the 4 that are out front. Shane's kept his nose clean for them. Or actually, you know what? No, never mind. Shane was part of that last caution.
His nose is dirty.
Yeah, his nose is dirty. So never mind. So really, Elliott's been clear all day. RJ's been pretty clean. Austin's been nowhere near the problems. Josh Cottle had an incident in the wall. Drew, obviously, with his wheel issues. Spencer, I believe, hit the wall, I want to say. Someone please.
He got bumped in that massive accident, that massive pileup with Heller, and went sideways. So he has very slight bumper damage, but nothing too serious on the 6th machine.
Yep. Brandon White. Actually, I think Brandon's been pretty good all race too, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think he has any incidents.
Brandon White has faced a lot of close calls at the number 86 machine. He's been close to a lot of the accidents. On this last accident that we had in 3 and 4, it looked like he actually might have gotten some, I forgot to mention, it looked like he actually gotten a little bit of help from some lag as he actually went through part of a car. But it's okay. That car is clean. The number 86, you're looking at him on your screen, Brandon White. He's doing well in that 9th spot right now, and he's looking to keep it up in that Gatorade Chevy tonight. They're battling hard up front right now. Heller's up in the wall trying to get out of these guys' way. 3 wide. Cottle in the middle. Dickinson down low. As the guys up front are getting really close, Henderson's beginning to put pressure on Austin Moore for the lead.
Yeah, Heller's obviously trying to, avoid any further damage to that car. No need to push it. No need to get in the way of these guys. Just, hang out, get as many setups as possible, or get as many points as possible. And, yeah, that's all you need to do. That's all he needs to do tonight.
That's really all he can do, and hope the championship is pretty much locked up at this point. Because like I said, Heller did lead a lap. He was able to go out there and lead a lap, so he did get a point from leading that lap. As you see, the leaders are still really close here. Henderson, I think, is just waiting for his moment. He's just right there behind Austin Moore. Very early on in this run. He doesn't want to upset these tires early on in the run. And here he comes, a huge run off the corner. Austin Moore looked like he slid up a little bit, and Henderson had a great run to the inside. And he might even put a little bit in the grass. I think he actually was on the white line, actually. The number 37, Henderson, with a bold move, and he's going to take the lead away from Austin Moore.
As a good move from Elliott there to get back out front of everyone into that clean air that we talked about earlier.
Henderson's in the lead. Right behind him, Austin Moore. And now he's under threat from the number 21 of RJ Williams, and Neiswanger's in the picture. And here comes Nathan Nicholson, our pole sitter, in the 5th spot.
Yeah, obviously he's had a very, up and down race, obviously with that incident earlier with him getting in the wall, but now he's you know, he's rallied back. He's hanging out in 5th spot, putting together a solid top 5 run. You know, maybe if people burn off their tires or there's an incident up front, he could possibly swoop in for possibly a top 3 or maybe even the win if the, you know, best case scenario were to happen.
Nicholson keeping himself in the battle, and Drew Cox has driven up on these guys pretty quick. Number 22 has made this a 6-car race right now for this lead, as we have just over 40 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the One Ocean Network Express 200 for the Great Lakes Cup Series. As you see RJ Williams, now he's going to try to take the second spot away from Austin Moore. He's to his inside, coming through the quad oval with Niswanger right behind him in the number 49. He's going to clear him going into turns 1 and 2, and now Niswanger is going to try to take the 3rd spot away, and RJ is going to try to go after Elliott Henderson.
Yeah, as you know, Nathan Nicholson looks to go 3 wide. Never mind, as Shane's going to shut the door on him. Wow, that was close.
I'm Shane Niswanger, and welcome to my block party.
Yeah, as Nathan's going to give him a good shove there in the tri-oval. I don't know if that was a bit of a bump draft or a bump of displeasure, but wow, that was a massive block by Shane.
Yeah, crazy block there by Shane Niswanger. Nicholson trying to pull a crazy move going into turn 3 and 4, 3 wide. Definitely I would say is a little bit frowned upon. And Niswanger definitely was not trying to go 3 wide at this point in the race, and threw the block on Nicholson. As Nicholson's still riding his bumper coming through the quad oval this time.
Yes, it is tight within this front pack here. You know, everyone's within this bit of a draft train within a second of each other. So, you know, I wonder if they stay like this the rest of the race, and who knows, maybe we'll see, you know, someone like Shane jump up and try and make a move on these guys.
I really think the guys that are sitting in that prime position are the number 21 and the 91. RJ Williams and Austin Moore really showed off their long run speed, and if they can keep up with Henderson, they don't have to use their tires quite as much as Henderson's using his tires.
Yeah, and another consideration is fuel as well. They're saving a bit more fuel than Elliott, but you know, both these guys have shown the speed that they can get around Elliott. I think that's what the main goal of passing Elliott was, you know, to show themselves that they can do it and how to do it and where to do it and where they're stronger than Elliott. I think that was really the goal of getting around Elliott when they did, was just you know, a bit of a practice for the last closing laps of this race.
Yeah, these guys are possibly practicing for later in the race, as they're taking it real easy right now, as we have 40 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But here comes Nicholson. He's going to try to take away the 4th spot from Niswanger. He's going to dive it onto the inside. Niswanger, can he get the run off the corner? He might use his teammate Heller as a pit coming through the quad oval. Nope. They're going to make room for him. Come 3 wide through the quad oval. And Nicholson still to his inside, coming into turns 1 and 2.
Drew Cox sticking his nose in the middle. Will not stick, as you know, I think Drew is really just hanging on to the draft right now. I think that damage is really impacting him more than anyone, as we see that, you know, that rear bumper is really punched in for him.
Yeah, that back bumper for the what a save.
What a catch
47.
Good catch from the
And
47.
for the lead. When that's going on, action on the track. RJ Williams, he's trying to go for the race lead. He's going to slide up the track, and he's going to slow it down and jump back low and try to get the run off the corner, but it's not going to work. The 37 will hang on to the lead for now, and now Austin Moore, he's going to make the move. He's going to dive to the inside of RJ Williams and try to take over the 2nd spot. Oh, and RJ really doesn't give him any space down there at all, and Moore slides up a little bit.
RJ's trying to pinch him down, stop him from getting a bit of a run off, which, you know, he will succeed at, as Austin's going to struggle, and RJ is really struggling, as he's going to back right off, and he's going to probably slot in behind the 49 here. As never mind, as it's going to be a battle between the 49 and RJ now.
You know who was loving that? That was Elliott Henderson loving that. Henderson was able to put around a half-second gap, a couple car lengths gap between himself and Austin Moore when that happened. Now Austin Moore is beginning to drive into that already, as he's already chopped down a couple car lengths off that lead that Elliott Henderson had put on these guys as they were battling. And now Niswanger's beginning to fall, as he's going to fall to the 5th spot. Here comes Nicholson to his outside, and Nicholson's going to clear him going into turns 1 and 2.
That's wow, and that I'm surprised that Nathan rebounded that quickly, but I guess he did. And here he is getting around Shane.
Nathan Nicholson in the number 47. He's not giving up. He hasn't given up all day. You love to see it. The 2511 racing driver of the Coca-Cola Toyota is trying to get back up to the front still, as he's gotten himself back up to the 4th spot. RJ Williams, he's trying to take the 2nd spot back away from Austin Moore, as both these guys are driving down Henderson in a hurry, as they were both quicker by 2+ tenths that last time.
Yeah, as we see RJ sticking his nose under Austin, and they are just going at it out front here, but they got to start to really think and be careful, because if they're not careful, Elliott Henderson is just going to pull a gap on everyone and just really walk away with the race in hand.
I think that should be their primary concern, Gavin. I think they should try to keep it single file unless one of them has a huge run and they think they can honestly just clear him quickly, because if they battle for even one corner, that's already a couple of car lengths lost right there. And Austin Moore is just now beginning to get back to Elliott Henderson. So you see how difficult it is how easy it is to lose time and how difficult it is to make up time.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it's pretty easy for Austin, it seems, to close that gap. He's been really good at it. Elliott's gotten, you know, pulled away and he's gotten away from him. But then within a couple laps, Austin or RJ or whoever's in second has been able to his Elliott Henderson is blown up. Oh, sorry, that's Matt Daniels. Oh my goodness.
You scared me.
I thought that was Elliott that just blew up. I was like, oh my goodness, what happened?
The Scott Stewart incident part 2.
Yeah, exactly. I just saw the way that happened on my screen was I heard the bang and I saw like smoke come through Elliott's car, but it was actually Matt Daniels who was right in front of him. Wow.
Definitely a very scary moment right there, because that also a very scary moment for Elliott. He was talking on the radio how Daniels was smart for going to the high side, because that could have been catastrophic if maybe he blew up his engine maybe just a little bit later and maybe kept it a little lower on the track. That could have been a big time incident with the race leader. As you see, Eric Kep is actually on pit road, possibly making his final pit stop of the day to make it to the end. We're really going to get into that well. Henderson really trying to get as many points as he can out of today. The number 37 machine comes into this race 5th in points. Like I said, there's a really close battle right now for that 3rd spot in points, and these guys aren't too far. Those 3 guys aren't too far behind Bransky either. And coming out of today, I think they all might be in front of Bransky, actually. Let me take a quick look at the points. You know, actually, Zachary Henry is not here tonight. You have Phil Bedford, who was in an incident earlier, but Bedford's still on the track, I think, of the number 20 machine.
Yeah, I really think out of everyone that the points could have, you know, really benefited. It's going to be Elliott tonight if he keeps this pace up. Obviously, very strong, very good chance to win. That's really it. Is Elliott might be able to, you know, take a good bite out of everyone's lead on him here tonight. As I believe he's only 10 points behind
Jacob
Bransky, and he is exactly 10 positions above Jacob Bransky. And you know, he's going to get bonus points for leading a lap, most likely most laps led, and the extra 5 points from, you know, winning the races. I believe the winner gets 40 points and the guy in second gets 35. So, you know, there's a very good chance that Elliott Henderson jumps to second in the points tonight.
You see Henderson leading the field as a couple of car lengths gap over Austin Moore and RJ Williams, who continue to battle it out for that 2nd spot. As RJ Williams is on the inside of Austin Moore right now, and Nicholson's right behind him in that 4th spot. And Niswanger rounds out your top 5 as Drew Cox is beginning to fall back a little bit from these guys.
as they have not wanted to really go anywhere now, as everyone's kind of calmed down except for RJ and Heller, especially between Nicholson and Shane. None of those guys have wanted to move, and I'm really starting to wonder about the fuel window here as well, with who's going to pit if all these guys can make it, if they can stay out.
These guys are continuing to battling for the second spot. Like I said, I feel like their main concern is really just to go single file to keep up with Elliott. Elliott continues to pull away. He's around a second in front of these guys now, and RJ's getting frustrated. He's going to get up into the door of more, and they continue on. RJ's fighting hard to the inside of the number 21. Fighting hard to the inside of the number 91 machine, the number 21 of RJ Williams. He's really trying to get past, and he just cannot clear him as these guys continue to lose a lot of time to Elliott Henderson. They're losing a couple of tenths lap to the number 37.
Yeah, as those two being side by side is really giving Elliott well, first of all, it's giving him a clean racetrack, and second of all, it's not causing any dirty air, and there's no real draft for the guys behind them to catch because he's so far away, and the guys behind them won't even draft. So now there's, I think if this race is to go green, the last 25 laps, I think Elliott really has it on lock.
Yeah, Elliott Henderson has a pretty good gap on the race lead, but these two are battling. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a caution. You saw it last time by coming through turns 3 and 4. RJ got a little bit into the door of Austin Moore as they continue to fight tight off the corner. Tight battle off the corner between the 21 and the 91.
Yeah, I know we talk about tight battles, but the cars are tight. The cars in general are just very tight, especially on the long runs here.
And the longer you go, the more tight you're going to get. And here Nicholson's into RJ, and RJ's in the wall hard. He's going to spin it around. There goes Nicholson. Oh, man. And there it is. I was about to say, where's the caution? There it is. Caution is out. Oh, man. And this changes everything. Wow. A crazy incident. RJ Williams, Nathan Nicholson. I think Niswanger might have gotten a little bit of that as well. Huge, huge wreck. Another caution out here today. Caution number 5 of the day here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The One Ocean Network Express 200.
As we're going to get a look here, and that's just heavy contact. Obviously RJ's day is done. Maybe get a better angle here. You can't really see what happens between Nathan and RJ. I don't know if there's contact there or anything, as we see here. And yeah, Nathan just
I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if Nathan turned or if he got into the wall. It's really hard to tell from that angle.
Yeah, we're gonna see it again here. It's in slow motion this time, and yeah, as Nathan just seems to turn left there. I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking, but yeah.
Nathan Nicholson and the number 47 gets into the number 21, and a big incident right here. And then this is where it really got bad for Nicholson. A lot of damage to that 47 after that hit right there. That's a day ender for these two guys who could have both. One of these guys could have ended up in victory lane here tonight. And now their races are pretty much over for the number 47 and the number 21. As you see, the 47 looked like he might have gotten a little bit into the wall and pulled his car off of the wall and just over-exaggerated, I guess you could say, and turned to left a little too hard and got right into the number 21, and two very destroyed race cars right there.
Yeah, it's just a note on pit road. What's it called? Note on pit road. I believe that was Shane Niswanger saying he missed his box.
Oh man, and that is huge. Niswanger, one of the contenders really for the win here late, as we only have a little over 20 laps to go right now. I'm looking, actually, Niswanger is currently in the 3rd spot right now in the number 49 machine. I don't know if it was Nicewanger that you had heard. Maybe he had missed his box.
Yeah, I believe that yes, it is Shane. That missed his box. I believe. Someone might be able to quote me on that. I'm not too sure.
We only have a couple cars on the lead lap right now, as it's looking like we're only going to have. Looks like we're only going to have 11 cars on the lead lap when we go green flag racing, because it looks like Brandon Barkuski and Spencer Dickinson are going to try to get the wave around in the 10th and 11th spot. And your race leader on this next restart will be the number 37 of Elliott Henderson. Once again, as we're going to go green flag racing with them, thinking 19 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's been an insane race. A lot of big time incidents here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Have taken out a lot of heavy hitters, as you can see. Henderson is one of the last few standing here tonight. Taking a look at a replay here of the incident once again. Nicholson from that helicopter sort of view, or that far chase view, or whatever that view was. I just looked like he got a little bit into the wall and just. I know I have that problem with the ARCA cars a lot. Just kind of like suction cups almost to that wall, and you just kind of like turn it off, and it just goes sideways.
That's most likely what happened there. Is the wall physics. I don't know if that's the proper term to call them, but the wall physics on iRacing are really weird, and it's really hard to know what your car is going to do when it hits the wall. Because I know, especially with the trucks at Darlington, like sometimes it would just bounce off and you'd be fine. Other times you'd get stuck. Other times it would be this weird middle ground where it was stuck and then not stuck anymore. It's really weird. It feels like sometimes there's magnets in the wall is the best way I'd describe it. And it's really hard to guess as a driver what's going to happen.
It's a really good description for it, Gavin. We're going to go green flag racing. This time by, we're going to go green flag racing with 19 laps to go. See some of these drivers up here near the front. Bransky's gotten himself back up to the 5th spot with all that damage and these incidents that have happened. Bransky has kept tough with all that damage. I don't think he's going to be winning the race here tonight, but getting as many points as he can and keeping himself in the championship hunt in the 0-3. The pace car is going to pull off this time by, coming out of turns 3 and 4. Henderson's going to lead him to the green flag on the inside, and Austin Moore is going to be on his outside. Nicewanger is already ready to give Henderson possibly that push on the restart, as here comes the Mustang off turn 4. The Ford Mustang is going to pull down pit road, and here comes Henderson into the restart zone, and the 37 goes. Great restart from the 37, and he's going to pull right in front of Moore, and Moore falls right behind him as they already line up, and here comes Bransky trying to take the 4th spot from Cottle with all that damage.
Jacob Bransky doesn't have a front bumper, but he does not care. Here he comes. We were talking earlier about Elliott, finishing 10 spots above Bransky to take that that 2nd spot from him, but that's not going to happen.
And Bransky's fighting tough, and we're up to speed, and he's still kind of keeping up with these guys in the 0-3. How about this? The 0-3 of Bransky putting on a fantastic show here at the end. With just a few laps to go.
Yeah, it's really just he's really trying. You can see it. He's catching Shane. He caught him in the corner. We might need to review this. He doesn't have a front bumper. There's less weight on the car.
Post-race inspection failure. I can see it now in the 0-3's future.
Yeah, that's basically what it's gonna be.
And Moore gets loose in front of Nicewanger. Nicewanger tries to avoid him and dives to the inside. Almost major contact between them, but they keep it straight. This will force Bransky to the outside and out of the draft, and he's going to lose a spot to Cottle. And here comes Cox. They're going to be 3 wide. He moves him out of the way. He moves Cottle out of the way and takes the spot like it's
by Josh Cottle. Oh my goodness.
I don't know how he saved that and kept it off the 0-3 all at the same time.
No idea. Wow. What a drive by Josh Cottle.
But Cox kind of moved him like we're at Martinsville or Bristol or something right there in the number 22 machine. And he gets past them both, and he's all of a sudden right back in this. He's in the 4th spot. On that last run, Cox was really quick at the beginning of the run, but then he quickly fell off. He was able to drive off the front guys So it's interesting to see if the 22 can maybe drive up there, and he's gonna bring Bransky up there with him. It looks like. This is phenomenal racing coming to 15 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You have Elliott Henderson in the lead, Austin Moore right behind him, Shane Neiswanger in the third spot in the number 49, Drew Cox and Bransky rounding out your top 5 in 2 very damaged vehicles, but they continue on.
Shane throws the block on the 22.
And a huge block, and he really knows how to block, Gavin. Shane Neiswanger is really good at that, the number 49 machine.
All right, so note to self, good luck passing Shane Tuesday.
I'm about to start calling him Ryan Newman.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate. I mean, he's put up a fight for almost everyone that's tried to get around him, and he hasn't been afraid to make those blocks, as we just saw him do it on Drew, and we saw him do it on Nathan earlier as well.
Neiswanger was very protective coming down that backstretch that time, staying a little bit lower on the track to protect that inside from Cox. As Henderson has the lead, he has around a car length advantage over Austin Moore. Austin Moore is just waiting maybe for these tires to fall off a little more. Like I said, Austin Moore is really fast on these longer runs. And by the time we get to the end of this run, that's where you're really going to see that tire fall off. And Moore's having some internet issues. It's looking like off the corner, and you would hate to see him exit the race now, but he's able to continue on, it looks like, for now. Quick flash for the 91.
Yeah, he will continue on.
This has been a fantastic race, Hunter. I agree. This has been a phenomenal race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Some great racing. And look at Brandon White. Brandon White, the fan favorite. Here he comes, the number 86. Where did he come from? Brandon White has kept clean all day. Maybe he was waiting for this exact moment. And now here he comes on Drew Cox trying to take away the 4th spot. He's going to go to the outside.
As Austin Moore appears right in front of Shane, and that's...
Yeah, Austin's having a lot of internet issues all of a sudden. Number 91 hasn't had any issues all night, but here late in the race, possibly in some sort of rainstorm at his house or something along those lines, internet issues for the number 91 machine, but he's able to continue on as it's kind of cleared up for now as they continue to battle for that 4th spot. You see Brandon White is trying to get in front of Drew Cox, and he will clear him coming out of turns 1 and 2, trying to get his best run of the season. Henderson leads the field. Austin Moore is right there behind him, still facing slight internet issues in the number 91 machine. Neiswanger right behind him in the 3rd spot. Drew Cox is taking the 4th spot back from Brandon White. Brandon White's back to 5th. Cottle's in 6th. Coming to 9 laps to go this time by. Elliott Henderson leads the field. Austin Moore is just around 2 car lengths back right now of your race leader, Elliott Henderson. Neiswanger's right behind him as Austin Moore continuously closes in, coming through the quad oval. Now he's a little less than a car length coming into 1 and 2.
As Austin's internet connections seem to have been figured out, so he's still a contender in this race.
Yeah, Austin Moore, the number 91 machine, has been really fast on these long runs, and we're getting longer into this run. We're now a little over 13 laps into this run as Elliott Henderson has taken that lap. And just under 10 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm really expecting this 91 to take off a little bit and maybe try to get to Elliott Henderson's bumper, as Neiswanger's right behind him right now as well. You know Neiswanger is hungry for a win in either the Trucks or the Cup Series this year.
Yeah, Shane's just really hungry for a win in general. You know, he's been around since the start of Great Lakes, and he has won, I think, 2 wins to his credit here. I believe he won Michigan, and I want to say it was Season 1 Richmond he won as well in the Truck Series. So he's still looking here for his first Cup Series win, and, you know, he's been having a good night. So if something were to happen between these 2 leaders and, you know, Austin's able to gain on Elliott, I'd take Shane as my pick.
And Neiswanger's looking good. These top 3 are beginning to separate a little bit, though. Henderson's pulled away and around another car length, maybe 2 from Austin Moore. And Austin Moore has put a little bit of a gap between himself and Neiswanger. Maybe try to make this a 2-car battle for this victory. as we have just 6 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the One Ocean Network Express 200. Elliott Henderson leads the field. Austin Moore is right there behind him. Can he get to him? Can he maybe make one of those last lap passes that we're so used to here at Charlotte? We've seen the crazy passes here over the years. Can we see another one possibly today?
I mean, maybe. It wouldn't surprise me. Like I've said, Charlotte, it's a fun track. It's a multi-groove track and a multi-driver track because we've had a lot of fast race cars today.
A lot of fast race cars and a lot of wreck race cars at that. A lot of those race cars have gotten taken out in incidents throughout the day. And you're left with what you got. You got Henderson, you got Moore, you got Nicewanger. They're your 3 hitters right now. Those are the 3 guys really competing for this victory. As we're coming to 4 laps to go, as Henderson passes the flag man. Once again, 4 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
As you know, I'm honestly kind of surprised with how much they've spread out really over this run, considering the fact of how, you know, tightly packed they were earlier in the race. But I'm just guessing that, you know, that Austin's really going to start to push these last couple laps, and I'm going to take a peek at the lap times. Elliott, to the checkered, or not checkered, this time around ran a 31.9, and Austin ran a 32.0. So Austin's not even pushing that much right now. It seems to be Elliott who's been the fastest out of these 3, as Shane ran a high 31.9.
Still a couple of laps to go as we're about to come to 2 laps to go. That last time by, you mentioned it, Henderson was around a 10th quicker than second place Austin Moore. And we're going to check the times once again. Henderson's leading the field. Austin Moore around 100th quicker than Henderson. He's going to need to be quicker than that if he wants to get to him and have a shot at this victory. As we're coming to the white flag this time by, can we make it around? We've seen a lot of accidents today. Can we make it around one more time and get the white flag? Can Henderson make this race official this time by?
I think he's going to be able to. Everyone seems pretty spread out. I'd be really surprised to see a caution off of 4 coming to the white. Here we go. Austin Moore with one more lap. Does he have anything for the 37 car? Or will Elliott take, I believe, his 2nd win of the season tonight?
Elliott Henderson has led the most laps tonight. He's looking for his 2nd victory on the year in the number 37. The NASCAR Ignition trailer came out today. Yesterday, he put all the sponsors and made up the car. It looks beautiful, and he's came out here and dominated the race in the number 37 machine. Elliott Henderson will get his 2nd victory of the season, and he will win the One Ocean Network Express 200 at Charlotte.
It's just a quick note about our top 3. That is a split second esports 1, 2, 3 there for those guys as well.
Fairly new race team here in the split second, here on split second broadcasting for the Great Lakes Racing Series. A 1, 2, 3, very impressive run from these guys. You love to see it. And Elliott Henderson, he gets another win on the year. Great job from him.
It's Elliott. You know, he's had a bit of an up and down year, but he is, you know, it's been up and up, and he's had a good couple races, obviously a couple bad incidences. Tonight will not be one of them, and he will burn it down in the NASCAR Ignition Toyota Camry.
You love to see it. Elliott Henderson gets the job done in the number 37 Toyota tonight. He's your winner for the 2nd time this year, as we're going to try to get you interviews here within the next few minutes with our top 3 finishers for tonight, including our winner, Elliott Henderson, who's currently still doing donuts on the front stretch. Great race, Gavin.
Yeah, really exciting race this season. Like I said, lots of comers and goers and a ton of fast cars. You know, the 37 obviously won the race, so he was pretty fast. Austin Moore showed a lot of long run speed. Nathan Nicholson was up there a lot. RJ coming charging through the field. Shane Nicewanger having a pretty good top 3.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race. Going to give you a quick top 10 rundown. Elliott Henderson comes home with the win. Austin Moore comes home 2nd. Nicewanger 3rd. Drew Cox 4th. Brandon White able to get his first top 5 of the season. Baranski able to get 6th. Josh Cottle in 7th. Dickinson in 8th. Nicholson 9th. And Burkuski comes home 10th.
Yes. Good run. Just a quick note. Good run for Barkuski there, obviously, with that damaged car to, come through and, finish out in the top 10 to round it out there. And another, storyline that got really shuffled under the rug was Jacob Bransky coming in 6th. I believe Elliott Henderson will inherit the point lead, but still it makes it so Bransky is, within striking distance, still the championship if anything were to happen to Heller the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, Bransky's kept himself in the championship hunt. Christopher Heller comes home 14th tonight. So that should be interesting for the upcoming weeks as we're going to try to get you some interviews here. I think I'm gonna actually talk to our 3rd place finisher, Shane Neiswanger. Shane Neiswanger, Kyle Short up in the booth. You got me?
Yep.
Shane, fantastic race out there tonight. I'd like to say, first of all, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. What was going through your mind on those last few laps when we had Austin Moore and Henderson right there in front of you?
Yeah, I made a mistake there at the end. I was hoping Austin could get up next to Elliott, and then I could move in the second, follow whoever ends up winning that battle. And Austin, Elliott ran so good up there, Austin couldn't get to him, and they were running even. All 3 of us were running even lap times, and maybe I should have been a little bit more aggressive, but I was here to learn for the truck race on Tuesday, and I feel like I learned a little bit. And obviously, Elliott's running for points, so I don't want to ruin anybody's points racing too aggressively, but it was fun.
Well, you had a great race out there, Neiswanger. The story of the day was really just keeping your car clean, and you're one of those drivers that was able to keep your car clean. What was going through your mind when you were driving through maybe some of those incidents, in particular maybe your incident with Bransky?
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to look at the replay, but if it was my fault at all, I want to say sorry to Bransky because that killed his car. But the problem with this Cup car that we have now is you have to race so aggressively, and if you lift, you're losing so many spots. And I think that's why you saw a lot of the wrecks tonight, was guys know, especially early in a run, if you lift, half the field's going to go past. So they need to put more horsepower in this car or knock the spoiler down or do something, because, I mean, it forces you to do stupid stuff.
Yeah, we saw it all night. Early on in those runs, it wasn't necessarily easy to pass, but it was a lot easier to be aggressive. And as the run went on, it just made it almost impossible to pass. So we definitely saw a lot of aggression out there. But
I hope this race looked a lot better on the broadcast than it did driving, because you can get right up beside somebody, which is exciting for a broadcast or on TV. But when you get beside them, you can't do anything. So, I mean, that's what happened with me and Bransky, is me and him were side by side for laps, and I'm sure it happened to other people. And it looked like, from what I saw, the 31 was pushing the 03, and he finally got around me, and I couldn't lift at that point. So.
Definitely some hard-fought racing from a lot of drivers tonight, a lot of wrecked race cars, and a lot of aggression out there. But you were able to come out with the podium finish in the 3rd spot. Once again, congratulations, Shane. Anybody you want to thank for tonight's race?
I want to thank you guys for putting on another great broadcast. Everybody who took the time out of their day to come watch us, it means a lot to us. And just the admins running the league for doing a good job and putting on the race tonight.
Well, we appreciate you, Shane, and we hope to give you another interview next week when we head to Legacy, Texas, and we're excited to see you next week for Throwback Weekend.
Well, I don't know if I'll be there. This week, this is more of a test for the Tuesday night truck race here at Charlotte, because I haven't run this track in a while, so if I can finish 3rd in a Cup car that I hate, hopefully I can do 2 positions better and talk to you guys on Tuesday.
I get you. Well, I appreciate the honesty, Shane, and we expect you to get in the top 3 then on Tuesday, man.
I'm working on it. Hopefully I don't get wrecked, or the last month for me in trucks has been a bit of wild. Starting back at IRP or whatever that track's called, and in the dirt race and a couple other races where we had bad luck, but we seemed to turn it around the last 3 weeks. So hopefully we're going in the right direction. I could sneak in the playoffs, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Once again, congratulations, Shane. And yeah, we'll see you on Tuesday at Charlotte as you continue your race for the playoffs. And good luck in that. We hope to speak to you after,
Thanks, guys.
of course. Now I'm going to bring in our second place finisher on the night. You saw him really strong on the long runs, the number 91 of Austin Moore. Can you hear me up in the booth?
Yes, sir, fellas.
Austin Moore, fantastic race. I would like to start off with that. Great race from you. We saw how strong you were on the longer runs, but there at the end, do you think you had anything for Elliott at the end there?
Probably in the beginning on that green flag run, I definitely felt the draft was definitely help on fresh tires. But once you get behind somebody and then the tires start falling off, there's not much you can really do unless you're saving. So I mean, I could have dive bombed it, but I mean, we're both on the same team, so I was more looking for the team's finishing position than I was for myself.
Yeah, you're mentioning the team. You guys got 1, 2, 3 tonight, so that was a great job by you guys, and I was very impressed. And Austin, you ran a fantastic race all night, and there was some incidents up in the front with you. What were you thinking with all those incidents happening up near the front?
Just a lot going on in the back too. We were racing pretty hard at the front. Just luckily we kept the car clean all night and nothing really too severe happened. I know there was an incident with our RJ and Nicholson during the last stretch, but luckily I didn't get involved in that and was able to come home clean.
Yeah, that was really the big story of tonight. Whatever drivers were able to keep it clean and stay in front of the madness were the ones able to succeed, and that's mainly how you guys ended up in the top 3. But you had speed all the way from the beginning of the night as you were passing guys at the front of the race. I remember when we had that long green flag run, you were really driving down those race leaders. What was maybe going through your mind when that was going on?
Honestly, just hoping for a long green flag run. I knew I saved a little bit enough at the end of the run where everybody was kind of falling off, and I maybe had maybe a 10th. I was starting to gain to 10th near the end of the run, but then this caution were just mistiming and didn't really get, I didn't see where I would have potentially been out after the pit stops and all that, but, that's all good. As long as I had I had the speed to stay up at the front and just race with Elliott and the rest of the boys. That's all that really mattered, but it was fun overall.
Well, it was great to see you out there in the Cup Series tonight. Anybody you got to thank for this finish here tonight, Austin?
Yeah, I just got to thank everyone at Split Second Esports and Elliott Henderson, everyone on the team, DuPont, Pepsi. Pepsi always been keeping me strong for the last 29 years, so got to thank them, of course. And, that's all I think for the broadcast for putting this on. I'd like to watch it on. Oh, I'd like to check it out after the race, so I appreciate you guys.
Well, I appreciate you talking to us, Austin, and we hope to talk to you again real soon. Once again, congratulations on the second place, man. Go celebrate, man.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Of course. Now we're going to get you an interview with our race winner, his second win on the season, Elliott Henderson. Can you hear me up here in the booth?
Yeah, I got you.
Elliott, I'd like to congratulate you on your win, first of all. Great race out there. What was maybe going through your mind on that last run we had?
A lot of it was just kind of managing with Austin. He was key in making sure that I didn't get run over or used up or anything. And then just making sure that I saved the tire there. I knew it was going to be hopefully a run to the end with no cautions because of the field count at that point. And if we could just manage the tire, that we could probably, if we didn't drive away from Austin, we could do what we did, which was just maintain a gap and make sure that he didn't have a way to get around us. But the draft was such a big deal that trying to save the tire at the beginning was kind of the hardest point, but it's easy to do that when you can time a restart and have a teammate right behind you to be able to manage that. So that was, to me, the key thing, was making sure that Austin was the one behind me and that he was cool with the strategy that we were pulling and that he wasn't going to try to go around me at any point.
It was definitely awesome to see you guys finish up there 1, 2, 3 like that, then 37, 91, and the 49. You had a perfect race pretty much. You're up in front of almost all the incidents that happened up near the front and in the back of the pack. What was maybe going through your mind with all those incidents going on around you?
I mean, a normal race, I'd probably just be annoyed at it. But at this point, it is completely expected that this is going to go on. So, you know, you just got to work through it. And the biggest thing was just making sure that our strategy calls worked out. There's a lot of nerves of, you know, if I pit here, am I making the right choice? If other people don't pit here and then they still have one stop left, can they gain that time back through a pit stop? And, you know, there's a lot of choices. We only had 3 sets of tires, so it really boggled a little bit. You got to appreciate Chris and Brandon for setting up the server like that. But you know, at the end of the day, we just chose when we wanted to pit, and I had enough teammates around me with Bransky and Austin and Shane to make that strategy work out. So at the end of the day, cautions are cautions, and you just got to make sure that you're on the right side of the strategy call. But everyone kind of followed the same rule there.
So now, what's your mindset really going into Texas? Because I was talking about during the race a lot how there's this close battle right now for second in points. Heller is out of reach for most of you guys, I would say, but there's a pretty good battle right now going on for second in the points between you, Bedford, Henry's around there, RJ was up there too, trying to get second in points. Or do you think you maybe even still have a shot at Heller? I think it's pretty much impossible unless we get a good amount of guys for these last 2 races.
Yeah, I think it's ultimately out of the chase for me. I mean, if it was Bransky in victory lane tonight, I'd say there's potentially a shot at it because he probably would have gained about 20 points on him tonight. I think I gained around 20 if he finished 15th, which is where I think he is. So
14.
there you go. I mean, it's still about 20 points with laps led and everything, so it evens out, but it's going to be 45 points. I mean, I need to do that for the next 2 weeks to be able to even have a shot, and then you're just guessing at Homestead if it's going to work. Um, I feel like we have the speed. I came into these next 3 races wanting to win all 3 of them. I have the confidence that we can do that. I have the right guys around me to do that, and I think we can get it done. The biggest thing is just, you know, managing all these races one by one and making sure that each lap counts all the way through. But, you know, for me, it doesn't, points are nothing at this point. It's, you know, go out and win all 3 of these races and take away a little bit of Chris's momentum going into the next season and start that one off on the right foot and not upside down at Daytona like we did this one. So if we can do that, then we'll be in a really good spot.
You heard it here first, folks. It's all about confidence and building that momentum for next season for Elliott Henderson. But before we let you go, Elliott, anybody you got to thank for this race here today?
Yeah, quick shout out to Drive Through Davin, content creator for Traction GG, which is a branch of Motorsport Games, and he put together this phenomenal NASCAR ignition scheme in a stream I think last night when the game got announced. So um, I appreciate him sending me the scheme over so I could put it together for this one-off. You know, go pre-order NASCAR 21 ignition. It's set to come out in October, and there's been a lot of hard work put into that on my side and, you know, the whole development team side. So excited to see that be announced. And I mean, if I don't win another one of these for the next 2 weeks, it's fine. We won the one that I kind of wanted, you know, with that whole announcement, running this car and everything. It's kind of it's surreal to actually get it done. There was definitely points where I thought RJ had us, and there were, you know, I thought Austin had a really good car too. So I'll take it and go pre-order NASCAR 21 Ignition, Steam, and anywhere else on the website, all that. And then, you know, always to my guys, Shane, who's not technically a part of this Cup team, but for all intents and purposes, he really is. He's a great driver and a good friend of mine. So I'm excited to see where that goes in the future with his team and everything splitting off. Austin, Jake Bransky, late out of Jacob Bransky, who is still just phenomenal, but not really having the best luck lately. And then Pete obviously couldn't make it tonight. Unfortunate circumstance because I feel like he probably would have done pretty well at Charlotte. He likes Charlotte. And Ty Aiken, again, frustrating season for him, but man, the dude is definitely on it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next season. You know, kudos to all those guys. Austin gave me probably, I mean, I owe him basically a win at this point because he did everything he could to kind of manage that. There was one point where he passed me, and I was like, "Are we still good?" And he's like, "No, we're good." So we worked really well together, and that really goes to show, I think, throughout the race. How well our teammates work with each other. So kudos to all of them. Thank you guys for putting on these broadcasts every week. I'm excited to go back, rewatch it, see some of the action. When you lead up front for a couple of these races like I have this season, I'm not in the action like I was for some of the other ones. So it'll be fun to go back and rewatch it and see what all happened. And to Sam, Eric, Brandon, Chris, I'd say myself, but I haven't really had too much of a role lately with what this league does and trying to get guys to come in here and the turnouts and the competitive racing that we have. Tonight was a really fun race, long race, but minimal cautions for what it was, and a pretty fun stout event that definitely showed you some strategy and what it takes to kind of win one of these races and get it done. So thanks everyone that just makes this happen every week, and looking forward to trying to win these next two and move into the next season.
Well, I appreciate you talking to us, Elliot, and we're excited to see you next week at Legacy, Texas for Throwback Weekend, and we hope to talk to you again after that.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be in Victory Lane again.
All right. Thank you, Elliot.
Thanks.
Now we're actually going to get you, I think we're going to get you one more interview actually with Jacob Bransky, it looks like. Or Bransky put on a fantastic run. Jacob Bransky, Kyle up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, yep.
Jacob Bransky, fantastic race out there, man. You faced some incidents, but you're somehow able to come home sixth with the destroyed race car. How did you do it?
So yeah, earlier on I got like 20 seconds of damage. I forgot how, but I got 20 seconds of damage from like I just got like hit by somebody in some part of wreck, and then fixed it up, and just it still felt like okay. Just never as fast as like if I never got hit at all, obviously. And then on like lap 64, me and Shane kind of had a little incident where it just sucks because like when you're racing like side by side, there's just nothing you can really do. Like it's just all about the draft. So like Josh was like right behind me, and then we were drafting, and then Shane was kind of mad that like Josh was choosing me and not drafting with him. And then like I got by Shane like a little bit. So then I tried to like basically, because I was clear, so I just kind of I took my own lane, and then the momentum on Shane's car just kind of ran to me. I just got completely destroyed, then fixed it up, and somehow still was able to find myself to sixth with a destroyed nose.
Because you really needed to do that, Jacob, to really keep yourself in that championship hunt. I know Heller is way out in points, but it's still technically possible if Heller has another night like he did tonight next week, and maybe even at Homestead, and you're able to get it done, maybe with the win or two.
Yeah, I was hoping I could do better this race, knowing that he wrecked. But I think sixth compared to where he finished is still good. But I don't know if it's going to be enough or not. We're just going to have to just keep trying, obviously. And we were really strong at Homestead last season, so I'm hoping to do really good there again when we go back.
Yeah, Jacob, you really showed off your speed all night and all season. We would have loved to see you actually battling up there. Well, you were kind of battling up there for the win there late, which was I was impressed by on that last restart. What was going through your mind on that last restart that went there?
Last restart, I was restarting behind Shane, and I was just basically just trying to kind of go as hard as I could without wrecking, obviously. So I was just kind of pushing the car and doing every single thing I could to keep it fast, even with all my damage and stuff.
You know, I was definitely very impressed because you were making some passes and making some moves with no nose on your race car. It kind of reminded me of when I think it was Eric Jones that won I think it was the shootout a couple of years ago. It reminded me a lot of that. But
Oh yeah.
anybody you gotta thank for this race here today, Jacob?
Just thank my sponsors, Ford Mustang. I'm in a Mustang for this race, so that was cool to switch it up. And just thanks to you guys. Thanks to all my friends and family, and yeah.
Well, I appreciate you talking to us, Jacob, and we look forward to seeing you next weekend at Legacy, Texas for Throwback Weekend, and maybe you can put that 03 machine in Victory Lane.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. Thanks, guys.
Of course, Jacob. Thanks for talking to us. And that's our interviews for tonight. We're gonna wrap it up for you in a moment. Gavin, any last thoughts?
I mean, nothing really. I don't know how to put this exciting to add. Like I said, another good showing here from the Cup Series. Lots of different guys showing their speed and potential here, and Elliott was just able really to hold off the crowd tonight. He had Austin Moore behind him coming, Shane behind him, RJ and Nathan were looking for a while too, and he just really dominated the race and did a fantastic job of holding everyone off behind him.
Elliott did a fantastic job all night. And I would like to once again congratulate Elliott Henderson on winning the One Ocean Network Express 200 here at Charlotte, getting his second win on the season. He's really trying to make a charge to maybe get second in the points, and you heard him talk about it, how he wants to build momentum for next season and maybe make a run at Christopher Heller. But I'd like to thank all of y'all for tuning in for tonight's race, and once again, congratulations to Elliott Henderson on the win, and we will see you next week for Texas. And also Tuesday, we will be once again here at Charlotte for the trucks as we do 125 laps. Yeah, we'll see you either Tuesday or Thursday at 8 Eastern here on Split Second Broadcasting for either the trucks or the cup cars here for Great Lakes Series. Good night.